Jeff Horn versus Terence Bud Crawford. June 9. It's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. The anticipation is really killing me. As you can tell by my accent, I am Australian. I've lived here for over 30 years. I call Australia home. My heart will be with Jeff Horn on that night, but my mind tells me Terence Crawford will walk away with the win. But more about that later on. Jeff Horn looking to defend his title for the second time. First time was against Gary Corcoran. Not a very good fight for Jeff Horn. I think he won the early rounds and the later rounds, but the middle rounds, not so good for him. Terence Crawford is already a champion in the lightweight division, super lightweight. He's looking to become champion and win titles in his third division, welterweight, and he stands a very good chance to do so against Jeff the Hornet Horn. What are Terence Crawford's advantages? Well, he's quick, he's got good footwork, good balance, he's a good counter puncher, and he's a good pressure fighter as well. And he doesn't mind getting into a bit of a slugfest, but boxing is definitely more his thing. What are Jeff Horn's advantages? Well, naturally he's the bigger guy, so that's going to work in his favour, definitely. He's got that herky-jerky style. He's unpredictable. Sometimes he leads with the right cross or the straight right. That's often how he starts his four-punch combination. But he is unpredictable. Aside from that, he is unpredictable, and that's going to work in his favour. And he's rough. He employs the roughhouse tactics. You know, forearms in the face, elbows, head clashes, leaning on the opponent, all that sort of stuff. If he can get away with it, he'll do it. If you watch his fights against all his other opponents, it's the same Jeff Horn every time. I don't mind that style. But for Jeff Horn, if he's going to win it, he needs to come into this fight with the same hunger as he did against Manny Pacquiao. That's the Jeff Horn that needs to show up on the night. Because the Jeff Horn against Gary Corcoran, if he turns up on the night against Terence Crawford, it's going to be a very long night for Jeff Horn. As for Terence Crawford, all this controversy about the horsehair gloves, and Team Crawford have come out and said, well, these are just rumours. We didn't have any intention of using horsehair insulation in our gloves. We're not interested in that. It's all crap. But if it is true, it kind of gives you an insight into the mindset leading into this fight, because as you know, the horsehair insulation can be sort of shifted to the side, exposing more knuckle. And Jeff Horn cuts pretty easily above his left eye there, particularly above his left eye. And that tells me that they're looking to go into this fight and win on points, which is probably what they're looking to do anyway. But if you can cut Jeff Horn open nice and early and work on that wound, hypothetically, Terence Crawford is ahead on points, the fight is stopped, and then, of course, the victory goes to Terence Crawford and we have a new champion. That's my theory behind it anyway, but I don't really think that Terence Crawford is going in there expecting to knock Jeff Horn out. I think Jeff Horn has proven that he does have a chin. He is a pretty durable guy. Terence Crawford carries a bit of pop, but that's in the lightweight and super lightweight division. I don't know if it translates as well in the welterweight division. And he doesn't carry the same power as Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao couldn't get Jeff Horn out. He came close to it in the 9th round, but he couldn't take him out. I think Jeff Horn was saved by the bell. But he's also a pretty tough and durable guy, so that's why he was able to make it through that fight. So I'm going to give you my predictions. Predictions are stupid. They really are. You can't tell the future. No one can. Anyone claiming to do so is full of shit. But we do it anyway. So I'll give you my predictions in a little segment I like to call If I Had to Bet My Balls on It. If I had to bet my balls on it, here's what I would say. So in this segment that I call If I Had to Bet My Balls on It, I give you my prediction on the fight. And if I had to break it down in percentages, it looks a little something like this. I see Terence Crawford winning the fight, I give that 50%. I give 30% to potentially a draw. I can really see a draw coming out of this, to be honest with you. I can see it being one of those tough fights where it's rugged and there's a lot of blood and a lot of sweat, and there's one round to one guy and one round to the other, and it's just Terence Crawford maybe just gets ahead on points, but it's really not convincing enough. And because it's a title fight, you need to convince the judges that you deserve that title and that the title should be snatched from the opponent and handed over to you. It's one of those kind of fights, and I can really see it sort of coming down to a draw, to ending up a draw. So I give that 30%, and then I give 20% to Jeff Horn winning, because as long as he's in there and fighting and able to throw punches, and if he can catch Terence Crawford and land the punches, he's a chance of knocking Terence Crawford out. It's there. So I give 20% to Jeff Horn winning the fight. So that's my breakdown. Let's see what some boxing personalities have to say about the fight. And please, guys, remember to subscribe. And until next time, adios.
Welterweight division, you got 3 big dogs, That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't expect that Australian to beat Crawford. We don't even give him a shot, to be honest. We don't give him a shot. You're gonna fight one of our real ones. It's a little different, man. It's just different. So, Crawford though, he's fought some, big lanky people, everybody spars. I've sparred heavyweights, you know what I mean? So, he's gonna feel comfortable at 147. They're probably gonna add some little strength regimen, try to let him actually fill up into 147 a little better than he was at 140. He's just got to do something, man. He just got to do something.
Horn will last 1 round. I mean, Bob Arum is flying to the Philippines right now, I heard, to see Manny, and we'll know when he gets back. We'll have a better answer. I haven't talked to Manny or any of his camp.
I don't think the Horn fight is very easy for Crawford. I think we're going to start with the Horn fight and see how it goes from there. But I think Horn is also being a little bit disrespected. I think he's a lot better than people think, and I look forward to seeing that fight as well.
Do you think Crawford and Spence are on a collision course? If they can clean up 147, is that the big fight that's down the line? I
think it's way too soon to be talking about collision courses when you got guys like Thurman in their way and guys like a Horn in front of Crawford right now. Crawford is a lightweight, bro. I'm telling you, people are sleeping on this guy Horn. Crawford is a lightweight, and this guy Horn fights in a very physical manner. When you're the naturally bigger guy and you fight in that physical of a manner, I'm telling you, the smaller guy starts to feel it as the rounds go by. Don't let the Manny Pacquiao bullshit fool you. Trust me, that's all bullshit. That was all illusion.
You see Terence Crawford running through Jeff Horn, or a competitive fight? I mean, he moving up in weight or what?
I can see Terence Crawford beat Jeff Horn pretty easy.
Yeah.
His athletic ability and his skills and things like that. But you can't. Jeff Horn, he's a good fighter, man. Jeff Horn can fight, so. He can't box that well, but he'll fight.
Yeah, he rugged.
Yeah, he's gritty. He's rugged and gritty.
I don't think we're wrong. I think Jeff Horn Jeff Horn's tough. Jeff Horn is very strong and prepares himself very well, and is gonna give Crawford a tough fight. I don't say he beats Crawford. I think Crawford beats him, but I don't think it's just 1-1. I think if Crawford beats him, if Crawford knocks him out, it's gonna be in the late rounds, not early. I think Horn is very strong and very